Alright, so this is a new site. This would be Max's shop.
Yeah, hello. You get to see my tiny ass workspace. Where I've been building this stupid fucking car. This car was almost ready to go on the road. And then I said, fuck it, I'm not putting it together with the broken ass motor. So we're taking this apart and yeah, we're gonna build the S50 clone that I've been working on over here. This is just kind of my own personal space. So
Fuck it, we ball.
fuck it, we ball. So this is my S50. It's an S50 block, and I thought it had an S50 B30 US crank in it, but as it turns out, it doesn't, because when I went to go change my rods out, these are the rods that are in the, that came in this bottom end. These are my M50 B25 non-Vanos rods, which these are 135 millimeter rods. And as you can see, the rods that were in this block are shorter. Now, this came as a surprise, because if it was longer, that would make sense, because the S50 rods are also 135, but these are much beefier, which is why I wanted to use them. But shorter rods, these aren't M50 rods. These aren't S50 rods. These aren't M3 rods at all. These are M20 diesel rods. There's a 2.7 liter M20, and that's what's in this, which I guess makes sense, because I guess the previous owner was building a forced induction build, and this crank coupled with those rods actually decreases the compression ratio to, I believe it's 9.5 to 1 versus the like 10.5 to 1 standard compression. But I was under the impression that I was buying a S50, an entire S50 bottom end, because I'm basically building an S50 clone with an M54 B30 crank. No plans for forced induction right now, but maybe down the line. And so this came as a little bit of a surprise, but I have all the parts I need for my other motor. So I was just gonna plop this out, put it together. I don't know how this ended up here, because that's a European only motor that this came out of. So that's what I kind of wanted to do tonight, just crack this open, finish removing it. Inspect the bearings here, because the previous person, actually let me pull one of these rods, because these in theory are supposed to be new bearings, but I would be hard pressed to guess if these were new bearings, because I pulled these out and they looked like this. They have insane amounts of scoring on them. And if these are new rod bearings, they either put them in without using any sort of ultra slick whatsoever, or even motor oil, or just over tighten these or what. But rod bearings, especially brand new ones, are not supposed to look like that. Hell, even used ones aren't supposed to look like that. These are used in this set, and they don't look like that at all. This is what just a worn normal wear and tear on rod bearings look like. I'm funny. That's what normal wear and tear looks like, minus the scratches, but that's not from being in the motor. And you can see they don't even look as nearly as bad as the ones that came out of that motor. So I think we are perhaps dealing with a case of someone that doesn't know what they're doing, because I have no other explanation.
I don't think the guy we got the engine from built it, because he had a, what was it, 1JZ?
Oh yeah, you were with
Mark
me for that.
III Supra?
Yeah, he had a Mark III. Okay, where's the opposite?
With a 1J.
Channel 1, Channel 2.
So he might have just bought it and not wanted it after that. Who knows?
Probably. I mean, he said it was for his E30, right? I don't remember. But yeah, I would be genuinely impressed if someone built that, if he built that. And anybody who has built an engine before would know that that's probably not the way to go about it. So I've got new rod bearings here that are gonna go in them. I'm expecting honestly the same thing when I pull the crank out, to see the same sort of scoring. So I've got new main cap bearings as well. I've got my piston ring compressor there, so we're gonna pull this apart and see what horrors lie ahead.